Peace family, Conjure Queen here, and in this video we are going to be talking about some powerful elements that you can implement in your hoodoo practice that's going to take your rituals to a whole nother level. So before we even go into it, family, I just want to say that hoodoo is an ancient practice. It comes from our indigenous ancestors who were here on this land. It predates Christianity, and it was actually our ancestors' ways of connecting to nature, connecting to source, to spirit, right? There's a great spirit that we all are connected to. It connects us to the water, it connects us to the air, to the sun, to the wind, to the trees, to the herbs, to the plants, the minerals, the ants, the animals. Everything is all connected, and this is what our ancestors practiced. So by tapping into hoodoo, you're tapping into your ancestral bloodline, you're tapping into your indigenous roots, and you're awakening your godlike power. Because a lot of us come from, let's be honest, we come from some deities, we come from UFOs, we come from aliens, okay? We come from other dimensional beings. They talk about this in the book of Enoch, the book of the Anunnaki, right? Talking about those who come from heaven who actually made it with the women of earth. And these advanced beings were teaching these women forbidden arts, the dark arts, right? The serpentine arts, the mysteries. We're going to get a little bit into the 5 elements that you're going to actually need in hoodoo. Number 1 is salt. Now, salt is known to purify, it's known to protect, it's known to cleanse. Okay, but it's also used for protection and to defend you from negative energy. Some people like to put salt in their shoes to protect them from negative vibrations, and some people like to line a line of salt by their door threshold to keep evil spirits out. Especially if you have a lot of people coming in and outside of your door, you want to make sure that you have some salt around the barriers of your home, or at least by the doorways and the windows. So that way spirits are not able to come in and torment you or hurt your children, because spirits are attracted to the innocent. And you definitely got to make sure that you have some salt, especially near the cribs of your babies, because these spirits tend to prey on newborns. And if you want to learn about some hoodoo tips to protect your children, I have a video that I will link here. Number 2 is cinnamon. Now, cinnamon is known for prosperity, for love, for abundance, to allow that good feng shui to flow through your home. Now, what do we used to do with cinnamon? Now, a lot of people in hoodoo, in the indigenous culture, they would use cinnamon powder or cinnamon sticks, right? They would ground up the cinnamon sticks and they would blow the powder into their homes, right? Past the threshold into your home. Our ancestors or our grandmas used to do this for like New Year's, to bring in the sweetness of the new year, right? To bring in money, to bring in abundance, so you be prosperous throughout the whole entire year. Well, this actually has very deep indigenous roots, okay? Cinnamon is a powerful herb. Cinnamon was also given to the gods or to the deities as offerings, okay? And offerings to bring wealth, to bring abundant crops that season, right? So that they can eat, so that they wouldn't suffer throughout the cold winters, which was known to be some of the harshest seasons. That's why during harvest season, during October, during the autumn months, right, is when they are planting the seeds, when they are doing their rituals and making sure that they have enough abundance and good energy for the years to come. And if you're interested in learning how to tap into these indigenous rituals and learn how to manifest your own reality, I talk about this in my private community, and I'll drop the link below so you guys can check it out. My grandmother, what she used to do is she would take the cinnamon sticks and she would boil them. She used to do this like whenever we have like our Friday fish fries, because fish was known to be prosperous. Eating fish brought prosperity, as well as like black eyes and peas, right, would bring money and wealth throughout the new year. So these were just sayings that, you know, in hoodoo and indigenous Southern culture. My family is from the South here in the Americas, and a lot of people from the South are connected to the indigenous tribal lands, the indigenous bloodline here, that go very far back, and they practice some really powerful stuff. And I tell you, we're going to talk about that a little bit here. Now, some of the stuff that they practice, I gotta just say, disclaimer, it isn't for everybody, okay? Like, it's a reason why it's a secret practice. It's a reason why they didn't write down these formulas and recipes and rituals and spells and incantations. It's because it was passed down only verbally, okay? Passed down through the bloodline. And listen, stuff like this, with great power comes great responsibility. So that's the only reason why I don't just give out this secret, okay? I don't give out the secrets like that. If you want to know the secrets, I told you, check out that link. The third element is cayenne pepper. Cayenne. Now listen, I don't know if you're ready for that, okay? Cayenne is powerful in hoodoo. Cayenne is known to destroy your enemies. Cayenne is known to break up jinxes, break up curses. Cayenne is known to protect, but it's also known to send away bad energy, to send away bad spirits as well as bad people. If you have a neighbor that has just been getting on your nerves, you know, you just making life miserable for you, and you ready to just get this neighbor out, what hoodoo practitioners would do is they would utilize cayenne pepper and do certain rituals with it to banish a difficult person, to banish, let's say, you know, there's this woman that just can't stay out of your man's face, you know, at the job, and you want to get rid of her, you want to send her far away. Listen, there's certain rituals you could do with cayenne to send that girl far away and never come back and look at your man again. All right, cayenne pepper is powerful. It's known as fire. Okay, cayenne is synchronized with the fire, Martian energy, war energy. So you can utilize that cayenne pepper. Some people will put some in the corners of their home to keep out evil spirits. Okay, some people will also use cayenne to put in, let's say, like their hot foot powder. Once again, for like banishing difficult people, banishing people away out of your life, banishing bad habits and stuff. So cayenne is really good for banishing work, you know, baneful work. If you wanted to harm, or let's say somebody trying to harm you and your family and you got to get to them before they get to you, yes, cayenne is one of those elements that really gets things going. It speeds things up. 4 is olive oil. Now, olive oil is known for blessings. A lot of people in the southern culture, indigenous culture, they would use olive oil to anoint their third eye, right, the crown of their head on top, and the back of their neck. And some people even do this to their children. For instance, my grandmother used to always anoint my head with olive oil before I went to school, whenever I had a test. Like, it was just our morning ritual. I would run up to her, say, Grandma, anoint me, I'm about to go to school. And I always had good grades, always was protected. I was always good, right? So olive oil is known to bring blessings, to bring high honors, high favors, right? High intellect. That's why they anoint the head with olive oil, so that the mind can absorb information, right? To enhance the intellect. Also, olive oil is known to protect you from negative energies. Olive oil has a high vibration, so by keeping the oil on your body, right, it keeps away those lower vibrational entities from attaching to you. That's why they use olive oil as a base for a lot of protection oils. Even in the churches, they sell the holy oil using the base as olive oil, right? Olive oil is known to protect, to heal, to purify, to bring blessings. It has multiple purposes. And a lot of us use olive oil in our hoodoo practices, right? In our candles, in our root work, when we're making our conjure oils, okay? When we putting our potions and stuff together, bathing in it, all of this stuff, anointing our doorways as well. My grandmother, what she used to do is she would wipe down the doorways with ammonia to get rid of all of the negative energy of the house. And then she would anoint the top of the threshold with olive oil. And sometimes you can even line the barrier of your doorway with the olive oil, symbolizing bringing that good energy back. Because what a lot of people don't say and don't mention when they talk about these hoodoo rituals and baths, they always tell you to cleanse yourself, protect yourself, but they don't talk about bringing the sweetness back in. What you could be doing is jinxing yourself and banishing your good luck, because you're doing too many cleansings. You're doing too many protections. It's like, wait a minute, you're not bringing anything in. You're sending stuff away, you're banishing stuff away, and then you're putting this barrier of protection up without even sealing anything in. What are you protecting? You've done banished everything, all your good luck, all your chi, all your magnetism away. That's why your money is failing. Your relationships could be failing or souring, because by you doing too much cleansing, you're actually souring your aura. You're souring your energy. Okay, so make sure that you do the sweet baths. That's why I say, look, you can't be following just these random TikTokers and people just telling you to do cleanses and stuff. You got to get a reading to first understand what your spirit needs. Everybody's spirit needs different things, right? Certain rituals work for certain people, certain baths work for certain energies. Everybody's soul spirit is different. The fifth element here is the Bible. Now listen, you don't have to be religious in order to read the Bible, but I want to just say that the Bible is a powerful grimoire. It's a powerful spell book that a lot of hoodoo practitioners use, specifically the book of Psalms. Now, for those who may not know, the book of Psalms and the Bible itself is actually an ancient spell book that goes way back to ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet. Okay, ancient Kemet was known to be the #1 place for magic, for sorcery, for necromancy, and they knew the ancient arts. Okay, these were the ancient mystery schools, the ancient occult secrets, the dark arts that was forbidden, but there's nothing evil about it. The truth is, the world leaders today utilize these dark arts that they told you to stay away from in order to keep the masses sleep and to keep you bound under the sleep spell. The truth is that you are different. You are not subjected to these spells, and that's why you're able to see beyond the spell and break it free from this matrix. You're able to break free from this matrix because you are designed differently. Okay, this is why we tap into hoodoo. This is why we tap into this magic. We tap into our ancestral power, because by tapping into this ancestral power, we activate our true godlike DNA. We step into who we really are. We break these generational curses and these chains that bind our minds. We become the reality, and we become the gods of our reality. We make our reality for ourselves. When we tap into the Bible, right? The Bible is just a book of spells going way back to ancient Egypt. We're talking about the Gnostic text. Okay, the Gnostic basically means gnosis, which means knowledge. So the Bible is really a book of knowledge. And when you learned the book of knowledge, it also had a book of songs. And in these book of songs or incantations, you would say certain words or chants in a certain way where you would bring certain results. They called it the Hakau. Your Hakau is your magical tongue, or the ability to bring things into fruition with your words. This is why some of the elders would tell you, be careful what you say or be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. Some people are born with the gift of Hakau. The Caribbeans call it goat mouth. The people in the South, they will say you got the gift of tongue, right? Like you blessed with that, the magical tongue. Be careful what you say. The tongue is mightier than the sword, right? Some of us heard these sayings growing up, especially if your family is from the South. Now, the Bible, the book of Psalms, we got to understand that King James, specifically, King James was a demonologist. Like, he studied demonology. He practiced demonology. He wrote a whole entire book about it. And then he had also wrote the Bible. So we got to realize, right, what's happening here. The same people that told you to stay away from this stuff, to stay away from magic, to stay away from your ancestral power, and they lied and told you it's evil in the media and the movies and everything, and now they're utilizing it, spent it around. Yo, it's crazy, right? And then turn around and give you this religion to keep you stuck without growing. It doesn't allow you to grow because it forces you to look outside yourself for answers instead of going inside. When we tap into hoodoo and our indigenous powers, we're actually activating our true godlike self. Man, listen, it keeps going right back to it, because at the end of the day, we're coming back to ourselves, right? Different paths, different religions leading us back to us. That's the whole point of this. So I'm going to tell you a song from the Bible that actually my grandmother taught me and I memorized, because I used to get terrorized by this hag. They call it the witch riding you. And I swear, I feel like every night this witch would come and torment me. Anybody ever experienced sleep paralysis? Sleep paralysis is scary. It is an experience I don't wish for anybody. Okay? It's like having something on you, holding you down, where you can't move, you can't scream, you can't run, you can't do nothing but just take it and face that demon or whatever it is that's holding you down. Okay? Now listen, when you go through that, children tend to be subjected to this because they're innocent. And remember, these entities tend to suck the energy from these children because they vibrate so high, where their aura is actually powerful in the spiritual realm, right? That's why it's very important that you learn how to protect your babies with hoodoo, with these different rituals that our ancestors passed on to us, so that we could be safe and protect us from these entities that's out here. Just because we don't practice it anymore, we become ignorant to it, doesn't mean that these entities are still not active and alive. They still are active and alive, and now that the knowledge is coming back, we're learning how to keep them subdued, how to banish them, how to protect ourselves from them. And some of us so advanced that we even learn how to work with these entities to work for us. Okay, that's a whole nother video, a whole nother segment, and that's a whole nother level, not for beginners. Okay, but those are the 5 top things that you need in hoodoo that will